The final weeks before the deadline were a blur of controlled chaos. At the shipyard, Jake's methodical plans were the bedrock upon which Matthew's frenetic genius built. Blueprints covered in neat annotations would be returned covered in a new layer of inspired, almost illegible scrawls for what they'd start calling the Sea Serpent Project. Then, one evening, it was done. The final design was submitted. A heavy silence fell over their workshop, broken only by the distant hum of the shipyard. A week later, Jake found Matthew elbow deep in the engine of his beat-up Ford. "Corporate dinner tonight," Jake said, leaning against the car, already in his suit. "Mandatory," Matthew grunted from under the hood. "I hate those things. It's all handshakes and fake smiles." "You go." Jake held his ground. "It's for the whole department. Bigwigs are flying in. They'll notice if we're not there." After another 10 minutes of complaining, Matthew reluctantly agreed. At the ceremony, Matthew was fidgety, tugging at the collar of his borrowed suit jacket. He was just starting to complain about the bland chicken when the CEO took the stage to announce the Innovator of the Year award. When he called out Matthew Gray, Matthew froze, looking around the room for someone else with the same name. Jake just grinned and gave him a gentle shove toward the stage. On stage, holding the heavy award, Matthew felt a strange sense of dislocation. He remembered the arguments, the near failures, the moments of insane inspiration fueled by coffee and whatever was on the jukebox. He remembered Jake, always there, turning his chaos into something real. Later that night, back in their booth at Murphy's, the award sat on the table between two fresh Iron City beers. Matthew stared at it, still in disbelief. "You knew," he said, his voice quiet. "All this time you knew." Jake shrugged, a small smile on his face. "I knew they were watching the Kai Serpent. I didn't know you'd win, but I knew you deserved it." He raised his glass. "Someone has to keep the chaos in order, right?" Matthew finally laughed, a real, booming laugh that filled the tavern. He picked up his own beer. "To the chaos," he said, clinking his glass against Jake's. "And to the Sea Serpent."